Day after the open threat to the government by private airlines, finally some progress in sight between the government and private players. Aviation Ministry sources tell your channel that the government and airlines have decided to settle the issue over the discussion table. The government's offer for talks to put an end to the crisis has been accepted by private operators. On Friday, in a move to arm twist the government to buy its line, private airlines had threatened to suspend domestic operations on the 18th of August. Private airlines had asked the government to agree to their demand for a bailout package in the form of lower sales tax on turbine fuel and lower airport taxes. And late on Friday, Union Minister of Civil Aviation Praful Patel said that he understood the problems of the aviation sector, but maintained that the government would do nothing that could inconvenience the public. Praful Patel even went on to say that it was up to the state government to see reason on the ATF rise. And after the reaction from Praful Patel, speaking to your channel, Vijay Mallya did say that private airlines were willing to reconsider their August 18th action if the government was willing to engage in a dialogue.
Unconditionally, we are willing to start a dialogue with Minister Patel. Unconditionally. Well, the decision was taken about 3 hours ago. The minister has reacted now to you, as you just told me. There's still enough time to engage in dialogue, and we'll review our position then. It's very unfortunate that it's being perceived as a strike or as a threat or as a blackmail. This is most unfortunate. We are not complaining about the economic environment, but there are two things that are unique to us. One is the level of sales tax that we pay on fuel. And the second is the fact that post the terrorist attacks in Mumbai, tourism suffered and we are a direct party to be affected. We cannot compare ourselves to every other industry in a generic sense.
Well, let's go across to Vasu, who joins us live with more on the story. Vasu, some hope in sight at long last for this deadlock to be broken between private players and the government, it seems.
Well, absolutely. Of course, the government has been saying that it has, from the very beginning, said that the airlines should come to the negotiating table. Civil Aviation Ministry sources say that, in fact, it was the ministry that had extended the arm for talks. Now, of course, the airlines, of course, also saying that they want to talk to the government. It does seem quite certain that the government and the airlines are all set to really get down and get some kind of solution from this problem. Now, Civil Aviation Ministry sources tell us that if the airlines also want to talk now, perhaps is the time to really sit down. They would decide when to talk in the next few days. They would probably want to do it at the earliest and try to find out some kind of a solution to this. Now, remember, the issue of sales tax on aviation turbine fuel is not something that arose just yesterday. It has been at the forefront of civil aviation issues for the past many years. In fact, for the past 5 years in his term as Civil Aviation Minister, Praful Patel has really been talking about this time and again, the need to reduce sales tax on ATF. And of course, he's also stressed that it is not a decision that he can take unilaterally. It is something that state governments need to decide. So clearly, this is not an issue that cropped up yesterday. And the solution to this issue is also not going to come out tomorrow. It is a long drawn-out process in which all the state governments will need to be taken on board. But clearly, the first sign that the government is also willing to talk and the airlines also indicating that they are willing to talk is really a welcome sign that both the sides are willing to come to the negotiating table to really find some kind of a solution to this impasse. Back to you.
All right, Vasu, thank you for joining us with that update.